Beto O'Rourke released just a couple of days ago his climate change plan, and it was criticized from a lot of people, including AOC, myself, the Sunrise Movement. And I think in response to that widespread criticism, he has actually responded at least a little bit. And here he is, he's gonna give us a little video excerpt about one of the changes he's making in response.
Wanted to let you know that I've signed the No Fossil Fuel Money Pledge. And I've done it in large part because I was asked to by students that I met at William and Mary when I was in Virginia, students, young people, activists, and advocates that I've met all over the country who understand that we don't take PAC money, we don't accept help from corporations or lobbyists or special interests, but given the enormity of our challenge right now to ensure that we keep this planet from warming 2 degrees over pre-industrial revolution levels because of the fires, the droughts, the floods, the cost in human life that will produce, and that we need everybody on board to meet this challenge head on. We don't want there to be any real or perceived conflicts of interest. So in accordance with the pledge, we returned any money we've received over $200 from any fossil fuel company executives. We will not take that money going forward. And we continue to try to be the largest grassroots campaign in this country. All human beings, all fellow Americans, all focused on the same goals, including confronting climate change before it is too late.
Okay, so that is a good change. Credit to him for responding in a significant way. As with all politicians, and in particular with Beto O'Rourke, when it comes to these sorts of financial promises, we do have to make sure that they're not exploiting loopholes. That has happened in the past, it's happening right now for some people, so we have to watch for that. But this is a good change, because it's one thing to make a minor change to a plan that will, best case scenario, be presented in a year and a half. It's another thing to reject the money today. That's a more concrete thing. And so good on Beto O'Rourke for doing that. I still think though, like what he was talking about, the way he was describing the threat of climate change and what we need to do to do something about it was great. I loved it. And yet in his plan on Monday, he still said that we should be aiming for net zero carbon emissions by 2050, which we know is not what the scientists around the globe are saying we need to do. And so I want your rhetoric to be reflected in your plan. And so far we don't have that yet. But again, a little bit of credit, and so I want to give you an updated response from the Sunrise Movement when he released that video. They said, for decades, fossil fuel billionaires have knowingly impeded action on climate change and used their massive wealth to mislead the public about one of the most pressing crises of our time. Beto deserves credit for acknowledging the toxic role of fossil fuel money in politics, and we commend him for swearing off those donors. We hope every single candidate for president realizes they will not be perceived as credible with our generation unless they do the same. And thankfully, when it comes to the No Fossil Fuel Money Pledge, many candidates have signed on. I think over 140 overall, including most of the people running for president. So much so that I'm not gonna read the list of those who are signed on to it. I'm gonna read the list of those who are not yet so that we can put pressure on them. As of right now, presidential contenders who have not signed the pledge include Joe Biden. You probably haven't heard about him, but you'll hear more about him in the future. Amy Klobuchar, Cory Booker, Kamala Harris, Tim Ryan, Julian Castro, John Delaney, and John Hickenlooper. They're making Johns look bad. Okay, I'm one John who will not take fossil fuel money. Unfortunately, most of those running for president will right now. So that's 8 of the pretty big ones and some small ones who need to sign on to this pledge. And I will say for Beto O'Rourke, I think that he's really wasting an opportunity here. I understand he's from Texas. That provides some significant restraints in terms of, or like incentives not to attack the fossil fuel industry because they're all over the place there. But it's like, it's one thing to not take the money. But for us to actually get to where we need to be, I want a candidate who is going to say, I've got a bottle of champagne chilling in the fridge, and when we shut down the last fracked gas well, I will pop that bottle of champagne. When there is not even one car running on internal combustion, that will be a day to celebrate in America. When we shut down the last coal plant, like to actually say, I don't want your money, and in fact, your industry is killing us, and we're going to kill your industry. That's what we actually need to get to where we need to be. And right now, we don't have candidates who are willing to say that, who are willing to say, not only am I not gonna take your support, but I am your enemy, and I will win because of the strength of the movement behind me. And hopefully very soon, we will get to that place. Thank you very much for watching this clip from the Damage Report. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and ring the bell on YouTube to get notifications of our new videos. And of course, you can catch the full Damage Report live every weekday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on TYT Network on YouTube TV.